Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arjun. This weekend we had two new streaming movies come out, Turning Red and The Adam Project. So this is my review for both Turning Red and The Adam Project. Before I share my thoughts on these two movies, let me know down in the comments what do you guys think of Turning Red and what did you think of The Adam Project and which one do you think is better and what were your expectations going to each of these movies. I'd love to know your thoughts. With that being said, I'm going to talk about Turning Red first and then I'm going to talk about The Adam Project. As far as Turning Red goes, this was a movie I didn't have the highest of high expectations. It wasn't my most anticipated movie, but I had pretty good expectations because it is a Pixar movie. And Pixar is usually known for putting out really good movies, so I was excited to see it. And honestly, I was pretty disappointed by this movie. I was expecting a lot more than what I got. I don't think it was bad or anything, but it's just, I just wanted it to be so much better than it actually ended up being. Now, I do think it has some really good things. I think the animation style is great. I think on a visual level, it just looks really cool. And it's also kind of a blend between just anime and regular animation, and I think it looks really great. And the different I think there's throughout the entire movie there's some really cool stuff done with the animation, so I thought the animation was really cool. And I think the music in the movie was also great. It has a really nice score, and as you go into the third act there's a really nice song which is kind of a blend between different genres. So I thought the music and animation style was great, and I think on a technical level, the movie does have some really cool stuff. Where I think the movie has problems is the themes and the story itself and the way it's structured. Now, I thought some of the themes were really good about growing up. It's kind of a coming to age story in that way, and the different things like pressure by your family, pressure from your friends, and all these different things that you want to do. And I think the way it was explored was great, and it's also kind of about puberty, which I also thought was really cool. And the way it was explored, it felt a lot more mature than other Pixar movies. So on that level, I don't think it's going to work for everyone. I think most people would like Pixar movies to be more family friendly, and although this isn't like R-rated or PG-13 or anything, it's still PG. It's still one that I don't think everyone is going to end up enjoying, and I think it's not as much for families as other Pixar movies are, so I think a lot of people aren't going to like that about it. Now, although for me, I thought a lot of the themes were really good, and our main characters, the way they were kind of obsessed with this one band, I thought was really great, because at that age, a lot of people have kind of obsessions like that. For me, for the last few months, it has been the Batman. The Batman is something I've been really obsessed with, and I saw it, it was great. Okay, now I'm getting sidetracked, but that's really what it was for me, and a lot of people have stuff like that, and I thought the way that was done in the movie and shown, I thought was really great, and I liked the fact that they went that route and it kind of explored that. With that being said, although I think some of the ideas and themes explored were great, I don't think it was executed very well because the story of the movie has a lot of stuff going on, and especially the way the whole thing happens where you have our main character that kind of turns into a big red panda. I think the way she was taking advantage of that and even the different explanations for why that happens, I don't think were really great. And adding to that the whole cultural differences and adding the ancestry on top of that where you have this whole thing that happens and then you have to do a ritual for it, I just don't think it worked. And because of that, the movie really falls flat for me because you have so much story to tell, you don't have enough time to tell all of that story. And it's a very short movie. It's like only 1.5 hour long. So because of that, when you put so much story into one movie, it just kind of falls flat, and even the themes that you're exploring, they just don't get enough time. So the movie does have a lot to say, and I think some of the things in it are actually very good. It's just that because it's trying to do so much, it just falls flat. And even in the third act, there's one moment where our main character does something in front of her mom, which was really annoying and frustrating, and I have no idea why they decided to put that in the movie. So there's a lot of things in this movie that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I just think it needed a lot more time, and some of the stuff I think could have been removed from the movie because it just wasn't appropriate. So with that being said, I didn't dislike this movie, I didn't hate it or anything. It's just that I wanted it to be so much better. I'm gonna give this movie like a C+, B-, probably like a 5.5 to 6 out of 10. It was fine, I didn't hate it, but it just should have been a lot better because it's from Pixar. It's probably one of the weakest Pixar movies in my opinion. Okay, now let's talk about The Adam Project, and this one for me is pretty much the exact opposite of Turning Red, whereas for Turning Red, I went in with good expectations, but the movie ended up disappointing me. This movie, I went in with honestly very low expectations because I know what to expect from Ryan Reynolds movies and Netflix movies. So I didn't really expect much from this movie, and I watched it, and honestly, it was a really pleasant surprise. I had a really good time watching this movie. Now, I like the whole concept about Ryan Reynolds going back in time, meeting his younger self, and kind of going on an adventure. So I thought that was really fun. And really, the main core of this movie is the relationship between older Ryan Reynolds and the younger version of him. And I think both of them were great. And the little kid that plays the younger version, I think he did a really good job of portraying a younger version of Ryan Reynolds. Their relationship is really the heart of the entire movie. So whenever they're on screen together, it's a ton of fun to watch. It's entertaining, and I think there are some really fun moments throughout the whole thing. And because of their relationship, the entire movie was a fun time to watch. So even if the story could be a little clunky, having those two on screen together really made the movie enjoyable to watch for me. We also have Mark Ruffalo and Jennifer Garner in the movie playing the little kid's parents, and I think they both are really good as well, and especially Mark Ruffalo. He has more screen time in the movie, and I think he's really good. And the movie really takes its time to explore the relationship between the parents and the little kid. And because Ryan Reynolds is an older version of the kid, he kind of reflects on everything that happened. And because of that, the movie does have a really emotional element about family. And I think for some people, it's going to make them really emotional because the main theme about family in this movie, I think is explored really well. And by the end of the movie, it just kind of felt really heartwarming. So I think it's a really good family film, and especially one that if you can watch with your entire family, I think it's kind of a really cool experience because of the type of story that it's telling. I also think it had some really cool action sequences because it's a sci-fi movie. You have all these different cool sequences. I think the visual effects for a Netflix movie were actually really good, and there were a lot of different moments with the action that I thought were pretty awesome. So I thought it was really great. And there's this one gadget that's also kind of like a lightsaber, and they keep mentioning lightsabers in the movie, so I thought that was really fun. And I think overall the action and the visual style of the movie was pretty great. Zoe Saldana is also in the movie. She's not in it too much. Don't expect going into the movie to see a lot of her, but when she is in it, I think she does do a really good job, and I think she does have a really important role to play in the movie. Now, does it have plot holes? Yes, it has a lot of story problems. There's a lot of things that don't really make a ton of sense, but because the main core of the movie is between our main two characters, the two versions of Ryan Reynolds, Adam, which is his name in the movie, I think that is really what kept me engaged throughout this movie, and the themes about family really worked for me. So as a whole, the Adam Project was a really good time. And out of the two, Turning Red and Adam Project, I would definitely choose the Adam Project because I had a more fun time watching this movie. I'd give this movie a B, probably an 8 out of 10 on an entertainment scale. I had a pretty good time watching it, and it's definitely one I would recommend because I had such a fun time watching it, and it's a really entertaining movie, just as a sci-fi movie in general. So those are my thoughts on Turning Red and the Adam Project. Have you seen both of them? If you have, let me know down in the comments. What did you think? If you enjoyed my review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. I'll see you in the next video.